Tonight on CTV News at 6, back to bargaining, but still in a strike position. Thousands of LPNs and healthcare aides could be on picket lines tomorrow. Density dispute as South Edmonton neighborhood faces transformational change.
This isn't just like infill skinnies or anything like that. This would be two major 20-story buildings.
And here comes a quarter of the way through the season, the Oilers are facing tough questions after tough losses.
The group needs to be sick and tired of these results. It's what's happened the last 2 years.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
Good evening. Despite returning to bargaining with Alberta Health Services this week, a healthcare workers' strike is still on the table for tomorrow morning. The potential strike would impact healthcare systems across our province. CTV's Brendan Purdy joins us now live in studio. Brendan, what updates have you heard in the contract negotiation?
Well, Jeff, the AUPE told us this afternoon that talks are still ongoing. That latest update coming about an hour and a half ago. It says unless there's a big change at the bargaining table, the strike will go ahead. In a statement, the finance minister says he appreciates that the parties return to the bargaining table, adding that the province remains hopeful the two sides can arrive at a fair agreement. If a deal isn't reached, roughly 16,000 healthcare workers represented by the Alberta Union of Provincial Employees could be on rotating strikes by 8:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. Those walking off the job in a rotation would include thousands of licensed practical nurses and healthcare aides, among others. According to the AUPE's website, roughly 50 scheduled strike locations are spread out across our province. Sites in Edmonton include the U of A Hospital, the Northeast Community Health Centre, the Alberta Hospital, Royal Alexandra Hospital, and Glenrose Rehabilitation Hospital. The AUPE site says these strike locations and times only stand for this upcoming weekend and will be updated as long as the strike lasts. Jeff?
All right, thank you, Brendan. Brendan Purdy live for us tonight. The province says plans are in the works to handle complex classroom issues. A formal report from the Aggression and Complexity in Schools Action Team has laid out 7 key recommendations. Nerman Issa joins us live now. Nerman, what were some of the concerns brought up in the report?
Well, Jeff, from students who don't understand English to teachers being physically assaulted, the report outlined some of the complexities staff and other students deal with every day. Now, the province says these sorts of disruptions cannot be a new normal for Alberta schools. Some of the report's key recommendations include hiring additional teachers and education assistants, as well as clarifying educator roles in supporting students' clinical and therapeutic needs. The Premier says it's an unprecedented time for Alberta schools, and staff are dealing with more than just teaching.
I don't know that we've ever had a situation where you might have a new elementary school class and kids have to be taught how to respond to their own name. As a story I've heard. I don't know that you've ever had a case where kids are punching or biting teachers to the point where it causes so much damage they need surgery.
The province has created a cabinet committee that will review and implement the recommendations. The Alberta Teachers Association says it is in favor of many of the recommendations as they've been advocating for these supports for years.
We expect this government to take these recommendations and put them into practice, not someday, not when it's convenient, and not as optional guidelines. If this is truly a goal, then put it into policy, set a deadline, and fund it accordingly.
The committee meets next week. Education Minister Dimitrios Nicolaides says we could see some of these recommendations implemented as early as January. Now, meanwhile, the province has promised $300 million over the next 3 years to hire 1,500 educational assistants. And, Jeff, that is on top of the funding it says it will provide to hire 3,000 teachers.
All right, Nerman, thank you. Lab physicians say they tried to warn the province privatizing lab services was a bad idea, but legislators refused to listen. The comments come 2 days after the Auditor General revealed more than $100 million was wasted in an attempt to get Dynalife to take over services across Alberta. The province's contract with Dynalife started December 2022. A few months later, it was terminated amid lengthy waits and financial issues with Dynalife. Lab physicians say they warned repeatedly the proposed structure was untenable and the plan was likely to fail.
Good ideas can be good ideas, but they will fail if there isn't that communication, if there isn't that deliberate planning and due diligence to anticipate these types of eventualities.
Lab physicians also say the report raises troubling concerns about political interference, unethical business practices, and a lack of transparency. The province says it took action when issues with Dynalife cropped up and says it cooperated fully with the Auditor General's investigation. Alberta's Chief Electoral Officer has approved a third recall petition application against the UCP MLA. The latest recall petition is for Grand Prairie MLA Nolan Dick. Organizer Casey Klein says Dick has not been representing the community's concerns and is inaccessible to the public. She noted that Dick voted in support of the notwithstanding clause to force teachers back to work. Dick says he is committed to being accessible to all constituents in Grand Prairie and says he spoke to Klein earlier this year. Klein needs to collect just over 9,400 signatures before February 19th for the petition to be successful. Well, there is a sense of relief tonight for some people living in the Macaulay neighborhood. Police are looking to reintroduce a beat team there in response to increasing crime and social disorder. Amanda Anderson reports.
Oh, ups and downs. Sometimes it gets really good and sometimes it goes really bad, then it gets good again and it goes bad again.
Teresa Spinelli is talking about the Macaulay neighborhood in the inner city. She says the situation here is unlike anything she's experienced before.
I mean, I've lived here my whole life, so I'm used to street people, drug people, addicts, all that kind of stuff, but never seen anything. I've never been afraid. I've lived here my whole life, but this last year I was afraid.
The longtime resident and business owner is one of many that have been lobbying police to bring a beat team back to these streets.
Just them driving around on their bikes or in their cars or walking the beat patrol, I think will make a really, really huge difference. It'll help the people that live here feel safer.
Police say there was a beat in the Boyle-Macaulay communities for many years. In 2023, Healthy Streets Operations Center resources were introduced, and the beat moved to the Oliver and Cromdale neighborhoods.
It's continuously being modified and revamped and making sure that we have the officers and those beats are in the right locations in the city.
The deputy chief told the police commission Thursday a business case for the Macaulay beat is before the superintendent, and both he and the superintendent support it.
Thank you.
There you go.
In short, we're on it. We're on it.
When the beat team will make its return is not yet known, but Spinelli says knowing it's coming gives her hope for the neighborhood.
The connotation that's a really bad neighborhood is really sad because it's a very long-term great neighborhood, and it's still a great neighborhood, and it has issues because it's always been inner city.
Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The mayor says his goal is to keep next year's tax increase around 6.5% or lower as council prepares for budget talks. City staff have put forward their proposal for the final year of the current four-year cycle. It maintains the planned 6.4% tax bump for 2026. That would mean the average homeowner pays an extra $230. Dax says multiple city services don't have enough funding to achieve the standard Edmontonians expect. He says council will likely have to address those issues starting next year, but there are three expensive items the group needs to discuss thoroughly this time.
That's the funding for Explore Edmonton, which is about $11 million, about $2.9 million for DATS to ensure we're keeping up with meeting our service standards, and then $1 million for the transition from the bus cleaners to permanent positions.
City bureaucrats are projecting more revenue than expected in 2026 from a variety of sources. Their plan puts most of that money towards the rising cost of parts and labor on city projects. Staff will present the budget to council next week. The debate begins December 1st. Fire damage during recent Diwali celebrations is motivating one city councillor to push for more fireworks regulation and steeper penalties. In October, multiple homes were damaged by fire believed to be caused by backyard fireworks, launched to celebrate the Hindu Festival of Lights. 2 years ago, fire crews responded to a large grass fire at Iverdent Sports Park. Consumer Fireworks were also the suspected culprit in that case. Councillor Karen Tang has tasked city staff with finding better ways to inform Edmontonians about fireworks rules, among other changes.
This year, I would say we've actually been quite proactive in terms of enforcement. We've seen charges and investigations go up. We have some arrests, for example, for illegal use of fireworks. But I think there's a few more things we can do.
Tang says city messaging on fireworks should be in multiple languages. Fines could be higher and sales could be more regulated. She's also interested in partnering with faith groups to put on a community fireworks show for Diwali next year. It is illegal to launch fireworks of any kind in city limits without a permit from the fire department. People in a South Edmonton neighborhood are speaking out against a new development in their community. A proposal to build 750 residential units where a strip mall now stands is in its early stages. Merrick Takash reports.
Neil Thompson has called the Steinauer neighborhood home for decades. Soon, a strip mall near his house could be demolished.
The proposal from the developer is that the current space would go from a 2-story commercial space to 2 20-story towers with an additional 4 6-story towers and 1 4-story tower.
The strip mall is walking distance from the Century Park retail and transit hub, an epicenter for new development, including several new residential towers already being built.
This isn't just like infill skinnies or anything like that. This would be 2 major 20-story buildings. There'd be a lot of new residents to the community, over 750 units in this development.
Thompson says he is all for new development, but he believes the city is moving too fast.
As you can see, there's already a lot of traffic from the Century Park development.
The area's city councillor, John Morgan, attended an open house on the issue earlier this month where more than 100 residents voiced their concerns.
Well, there's definitely a balance there, right? And so ensure that we understand that we can't continue to sprawl on forever. We can't keep growing out. It's not sustainable, but also ensuring that we respect the voices of the neighbors.
None of the businesses we spoke with would go on camera, but they aren't afraid of the new development. One business owner told me the developers will buy them out if construction starts before their lease is up.
The new plans do have space for businesses, but I guess the concern for a lot of people right now is that transition from the old space to a new space.
The developer declined an on-camera interview, saying they couldn't comment on this specific project. Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
The Fairmont Hotel McDonald is flicking the switch on the holiday season.
3, 2, 1.
Annual Christmas tree lighting is a long-standing tradition for the hotel. Today it included a live Christmas music as well as cookies and hot chocolate. This year the hotel is redirecting the money it would usually spend on a gingerbread house to the Bissell Centre.
For us to be able to put towards getting folks along their journey out of poverty and homelessness and getting people into houses and providing food security options for them as well. So we're very grateful for the connection.
This is a time of year for giving, so we always try to support the community.
The hotel is also donating $10 to Make-A-Wish Foundation for each night guests stay during the Trees of Hope campaign. The campaign runs from December 14th to January the 11th. All right, Josh has been a very busy guy lately, out almost every night, it seems, recently. Radtork Raceway tonight, Josh. What brings you there?
Yeah, it's the Canadian Tire Magic of Lights. Back for another year. This is, for a lot of people, a nice unofficial or official kickoff to the holiday season. I have Rob Vavrick with Radtork Raceway with me. Bigger and better and brighter than ever, Rob.
It always is. If you haven't been here before, 2 million LED lights in animation over a 2.5 kilometer stretch. It takes us about 3,700 man hours to set up over 6 weeks.
A lot of those man hours are going to the longest light tunnel in Western Canada. Is that what you're talking about?
There's nothing that we've heard that is beating us in Western Canada. So we're going with that until someone does. But it's 425 feet.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Okay, so how long would this, on average, take someone to drive?
We call it a slow roll on a fast track. You should be going about 5 kilometers an hour, and it should take you about 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay, and we don't want people stopping. I mean, you can take pictures while you're slowly rolling, but there are some great displays at the end.
Yeah, no stopping along the route because it's very dangerous and hazardous, but we've got ample opportunity at the end with numerous displays to capture all your memories.
Put them up on the gram. as everyone seems to like to do these days. Tell me about this hat as well. This is pretty fancy.
Yes, this is one of the unique merchandise items you can purchase here at the Magical Lights. And I mean, this isn't just for the kids, it's for the big kids as well, as you can tell.
And it's also for a fundraising aspect. Very quickly, tell me about that.
You bet. A portion of every single pass goes to Santa's Anonymous and Canadian Tire Jumpstart, and we have some weekly specials throughout the week for seniors, teachers, discounts, food bank fundraisers. We really want to try and give back to the community.
Okay, there you go. So go to radraceway.com. You can find out more about Canadian Tire Magical Lights online, and then come down and check out all of the lights. Rob, thank you. It was a little breezy earlier in the day, which is why I thought his ears were died down a little bit. We're at 7 degrees right now here at close to the airport. We're at 5, and it is still 15 to 20 kilometer per hour wind. 9 degrees for a daytime high today. Did have some freezing rain. It was pretty patchy in the city, but heavier off to the north of the Edmonton area. There were some showers as well this afternoon west of the city, but you can see those have all fallen apart. So fairly clear skies through this evening and overnight tonight. We'll start tomorrow on the mild side at -2 and get to 6 degrees in the afternoon. Above zero again Sunday, and then a big cool down for next week. Talk about all that in a couple minutes.
Okay, thank you, Josh. Still to come on CTV News at 6, the Oilers bring their losing streak to Florida.
Yes, you got to be able to score goals. But most important thing is just keeping the puck out of your net.
My analysts say fans shouldn't panic just yet. Also coming up.
It's a good time to have a good time. It's a good time to have a good time.
There's hometown talent in this rendition of Disney on Ice at Rogers Place.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law. Brought to you by Century Casino, 3 great locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Quarter of the way through the NHL campaign, the Edmonton Oilers have hit a roadblock. The team is outside of a playoff spot and hasn't won 2 games in a row all season. While some fans are questioning how successful this squad can be, analysts say there's no need to panic right now. Evan Kenny has more.
The Oilers are now riding a 3-game losing skid. Here comes and have given up a league-leading 84 goals against this season.
Yes, you got to be able to score goals. But most important thing is just keeping the puck out of your net. And I feel that if we can play good, solid defensive hockey, that we'll get our opportunities and we'll score enough goals.
The team hasn't won a game in regulation since October 28th.
Tonight, they celebrate a 6-3 Edmonton win,
when they beat the Utah Mammoth 6-3.
Give me panic time until we win a couple.
The Oilers have always consistently failed out of the gate for how many years now?
It might seem all doom and gloom, but with a 9-9-5 record, the Oilers are only 3 points worse than this time last season and 2 points better than 2023.
Terrible trait, toxic trait for a hockey team to not be able to find its best until their backs are right up against the wall, but that's the trait this team has.
Oilers insiders say while fans have the right to panic, they shouldn't.
The group needs to be sick and tired of these results. It's what's happened the last 2 years. They get sick and tired of it. It gets a little bit embarrassing. People start worrying about the playoffs, and they go, oh, yeah, okay. This Oiler team needs to be backed into a corner to play its best.
I think the slump is heightened because of where this team has been the last couple of seasons and the expectation, probably internally from the team and then obviously from the fan base.
The playoff expectation is still in reach. The Oilers sit 1 point outside the final wildcard spot.
Until they find what's in them for the love of the game, they're not going to survive.
They can try to find that and end the losing streak tomorrow night during a Stanley Cup final rematch against the Florida Panthers. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
With the Oilers on the road out east, some Disney characters have taken over the rink at Rogers Place.
Okay, so It's a good time to have a good time. It's a good time to have a good time. It's a good time to have a good time.
Kim Wynn from Your Morning Edmonton was having a good time on the ice with the cast of Disney on Ice this morning. She was learning some moves from Cooper Fazer, who's from Edmonton and has been training here as a figure skater since he was 3. He's been skating with Disney on Ice for 2 years now and plays Kristoff from Frozen. He's excited to perform in his hometown.
Oh, I've been giddy all week for skating on this ice and knowing that this is where the Oilers guys actually play. This is the real ice, the real venue. It's been surreal for me because I've watched a couple games here.
Disney on Ice is at Rogers Place until Sunday. Tickets are available online. Coming up, Edmonton goes to the Cows. I'll look back at cattle drives in our city's core and what it took to get the Cows there.
Cleanup is big time when it comes to cattle. I mean, I don't want to get into what, but anyway, it's big time.
It was 9 degrees for a daytime high today, although now that the sun has gone down, there's a little bit of a breeze. It does feel a little chilly. I'm not complaining, though, because 1 week from today, it'll be about 20 degrees colder. We'll talk about the warm weekend, the big cool down to come in just a few minutes.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Let's talk about the jet stream, all right? Now, does that have anything to do with the Winnipeg Jets or the New York Jets? No, it's a weather thing, right? What is the jet stream? It's a really fast what up in the air? Wind, that's right. It's really fast wind that's created by this difference between the cold air in the north and the warm air to the south. And not only does this direct and sort of steer where these low pressure systems go, but it'll tell you if you're in some warmer air or some colder air. So let's say the jet stream is right there. If we live at A, are we in some colder air or some warmer air, everybody? Colder air, that's right. And what if we were at B? Are we in some warm air or colder air? We're in some warmer air. We call this an upper ridge, and this would be an upper trough. Does that make sense to you guys? Yeah. Good. These are the grade 5s from? Oh, smart kids out here. They're miniature meteorologists, and you are?
Programming brought to you by the Alberta Teachers Association. Strong schools equal a strong Alberta.
A holiday tradition back at Radtork Raceway. Our Josh Clausen is taking in the dazzling drive-through at the Magic of Lights tonight. We'll check in with Josh in just a few minutes. They call Calgary Cowtown, but our city knows its way around a cattle drive. There have been 3 here since 2004. Today in Once Upon a Time in Edmonton, we explore the history.
Exactly 100 years ago today, Edmonton was declared a city, and we haven't looked back since.
Edmonton celebrated its 100th birthday with bagpipes, dancing, fireworks, and cattle. Months prior, Mayor Bill Smith pitched hosting an authentic cattle drive through the streets of Edmonton. Not only as a city celebration, but as a way to promote farm fare in the Canadian Finals Rodeo.
Well, that's Bill Smith, I guess. He gets some good ideas sometimes, I guess. I don't know. Might mess up the streets a little bit.
In 2003, ranchers showed us how cattle drives move herds from one pasture to another and discussed whether it was plausible in a city like Edmonton.
It's not really tough. You only go around slowly along about 2 miles an hour.
The idea of doing one downtown, though, was getting the horns from some city councilors.
I'm quite skeptical about providing city money. It would be nearly $75,000 for it.
There were costs and cleanup concerns.
Cleanup is big time when it comes to cattle. I mean, I don't want to get into what, but anyway, it's big time.
And people worried about safety.
One head of cattle breaks loose and they put a horn in some kid or something like that. That's a fear that some people have.
It's been come off like the running of the bulls. Well, we're not running bulls.
Ed Wedman was in charge of rounding up the drive's cattle and cowboys. He invited CTV News to meet his cows to prove how safe they are.
I understand the councillors' concerns, mainly because they haven't come out to see what you've seen. They're used to being handled with horses. They're used to being moved. Crowds don't really bother them a whole bunch. Hey, hey!
Council eventually approved the cattle drive as part of the River City Roundup, a rodeo and agriculture showcase during the Canadian Finals Rodeo. And on October 14th, 2004, 100 cattle and dozens of cowboys made their way down 8 blocks of Jasper Avenue.
It's good to see all the people turn out. It looked like it was a good success.
It was such a success, the city hosted another cattle drive 6 years later. Another opportunity to teach city folk about country life.
Get the city enthusiastic about understanding the history and tradition and culture of rodeo, ranching, agriculture, because we eat it and wear it every day of our lives.
A lot of people don't realize that this way of life still exists, but this entire group of cowboys here, most of them make their living horseback every day working with cattle.
Once again, the city handed the reins to Wedman.
If there's one thing I'd like to be remembered for in history is the last crazy farmer that drove cattle downtown Edmonton.
Last year, a third cattle drive was held to welcome the CFR back to Edmonton after spending 5 years in Red Deer.
The cows finally came home. CFR is back in Edmonton for his 50th anniversary.
The cattle started at Churchill Square and ended in Fan Park at the CFR's new home, Rogers Place. A fitting way to welcome back a Western tradition.
If you'd like to read a little more about cattle drives or watch extended videos, we have an article up on our website. That's ctvnewsedmonton.ca. All right, let's go back out to Rad Torque and Josh. Are you distracted by all those lights around you? Is it hard to do your job tonight?
No, it's spectacular. You know what's distracting me is the buzz of the drone over my head occasionally.
Great shots from Sean McLuhan.
No, yeah, absolutely. And Brandon Lynch as well, manning the drone. He's very happy. He's waving at me right now. It's not every day Brando gets a shout out on the news. Canadian Tire Magical Lights down here at Rad Torque Raceway on a mild evening. As we said, I'm not going to complain because, I mean, next Friday, it'll be, instead of 9 degrees, it'll be about -10, -11 for a daytime high. And 1 year ago when we were here, it was -8. We're at 7 degrees right now as you look through the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace, fixed right or it's free. 8 to the south in Red Deer for a high today. 8 in Grey Prairie for a high 9. Here in Edmonton, Cold Lake on the cooler side at -2. As you hung on to some cloud cover and some precipitation through the afternoon hours. You can see all of that freezing rain has now, in the pink zones there, has now moved off into Saskatchewan. It was a lot worse. Highways were a mess north of the Edmonton area. But even in the city, we saw some patchy freezing rain. There's the clearer skies that we've had develop through the afternoon hours. And those clear skies will stick with us through the rest of this evening and overnight tonight. Should only get down to about -2, maybe -3, though, for a morning low. And we'll see some sunshine with a little bit of thin cloud cover in the morning. As the day goes on, clouds will thicken up, and you can see by tomorrow evening, west of Edmonton, you have some snow in that Highway 16 corridor back all the way through to Jasper. And you see that little nose of pink at the eastern edge of that precipitation? There might even be, again, a little brief period of some patchy freezing rain or a little rain-snow mix mid to late evening tomorrow. That should very quickly flip back over to snow, though, and it doesn't look like it's going to amount to all that much in the city, but parts of western Alberta could pick up a couple centimeters of snow Saturday night into early Sunday morning. The risk for flurries continues into the early morning hours here in Edmonton, and then some clearing Sunday afternoon. I think the best chance, if we're going to pick up some accumulating snow, could be Monday. Now, there's a fair amount of uncertainty with that. We'll get to that in a little more detail in a moment, but Monday potentially brings us some snowfall. 7 degrees in Edmonton right now, 4 in Grand Prairie and Fort McMurray, and 0 in Jasper and Lloydminster. We'll slip to about -2, -3 tomorrow morning. By lunchtime, should be a handful of degrees above zero, and somewhere in that 3-4 p.m. range, we'll hit our daytime high of about 6 degrees. 2 or 3 on Sunday with some clearing in the afternoon, at risk of flurries there late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. And then Monday, there's not a lot of consistency with the different computer models on the track of this low pressure system and where exactly it's going to go through. Some of the models projecting some heavier snow for southern Alberta. Some want to push that low a little further north, which would push us into the snow zone. And if that does happen, then we could see a couple centimeters of snow early Monday. As it's shaping up right now, it's probably just flurries to light snow, though. And then the big drop in temperature comes after that for Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll be around -1 to -3 range for a high Monday, -4 and -7 for Tuesday, Wednesday, and then around -10 to maybe even colder for the end of next week and into next weekend. Mornings will be in the mid-teens. If we can escape Monday without any significant snow, Jeff, then it will definitely start to feel a little more like late November or early December, but it may not look all that much more because towards the end of next week, those chances for flurries don't look all that significant. So we'll see how Monday plays out. For the weekend, though, enjoy it. Soak up 2 more really warm days.
All right, will do. Thanks, Josh. Still ahead, a BC bear attack.
I want to thank the teachers for their heroism, their early accounts of their willingness to confront this vicious animal.
Teachers and students attacked and injured by a grizzly in a remote community. And
medium security does mean you have greater ability to interact with other prisoners. You have greater ability to engage in correctional programs.
Outrage as a Canadian serial killer is moved out of a maximum security prison.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law. Help us build a mountain of toys. Donate today at ctvedmonton.ca.
Nearly a dozen people, teachers and students, were hurt in a grizzly bear attack in a remote BC community. 3 children and 1 adult are in hospital with severe injuries. CTV's Kamal Karamali reports.
The small BC community of Bellacoola left shaken after a grizzly bear unprovoked attacked a group of teachers and students, 9 and 10-year-olds, out on a school field trip Thursday afternoon, injuring 3 children and 1 adult. 2 of them left in critical condition.
The group had stopped along a trail near the community when a grizzly bear emerged from the forest and attacked. Teachers successfully repelled the bear using pepper spray and a bear banger.
Those injured transported to Vancouver for treatment. The local New Hulk First Nation says it could have been much worse if teachers hadn't fought back, but now left with significant trauma to their community.
I want to thank the teachers for their heroism, their early accounts of their willingness to confront this vicious animal.
Conservation officers say the bear was believed to be previously injured. Now the hunt is on to try and locate the grizzly.
Captured mitigation techniques have been set to capture and evaluate the bear in question.
The New Hulk First Nation advising the community of roughly 2,000 people to not go looking for it, asking the public to not walk anywhere tonight.
This is an ongoing live situation where the bear is still at large and the community doesn't feel safe.
With the school now closed and the public advised to remain indoors, counseling services are being provided to a community now trying to heal. Kamal Karamali, CTV News, Toronto.
Ontario's serial killer Dylan Millard has been moved from a maximum security prison to a medium security facility, prompting anger and disgust from the families of his victims. Millard was convicted of first-degree murder in the deaths of Tim Bosma in 2016 and Laura Babcock in 2017. Here's CTV's John Vinavali-Rao.
Dylan Millard is one of the country's most notorious killers who murdered not only his girlfriend, Laura Babcock, but also his own father and Tim Bosma, a complete stranger who was selling a pickup truck. After first being convicted almost a decade ago, Millard's been kept in a maximum security jail. But now Bosma's family say they've been notified he's been moved to medium security. In a statement, the family wrote, "We are disgusted by the news," calling Millard a psychopath monster, and writing Corrections Canada disregarded the feedback provided by our families in response to the possibility of such a move. They went on to say it's an abhorrent transgression, offending all manner of common sense.
Medium security does mean you have greater ability to interact with other prisoners, you have greater ability to engage in correctional programs, but it's no cakewalk, right? It's not like going to day camp.
Experts say it is understandable that the families of the victims would be upset, but say an eventual move to medium security is typical in a system designed with the idea that inmates may eventually be released. There was national outrage 2 years ago over a similar transfer involving serial killer Paul Bernardo. In a statement, the Correctional Service wrote, "We engage with victims at various points of an offender's sentence and provide them with opportunities to voice their concerns, which are considered. Adding, in all our decisions, public safety remains our paramount consideration." Experts say whether a prisoner remains in maximum or medium security is largely dictated by the risk they pose to other inmates and the public, and not the crimes they committed.
They're still locked up and safe from the community and not likely to escape.
As for Millard, corrections officials say he will be eligible to apply for day parole in 2036 and full parole in 2039. John Vanavelli-Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
Still ahead, the Prime Minister wraps up his trip in Abu Dhabi.
Over the next year, we will take significant measures to elevate our relationship.
A relationship that includes a $70 billion pledge. Those details ahead. Plus, Banff's iconic welcome sign unveiled in a new, safer location. And there is Radtork Raceway, the magic of lights from the CTV drone. It's a relatively warm weekend on the way, followed by a big cool down. Stay with us.
Help us build a mountain of toys. Donate today at ctvedmonton.ca.
Checking on the markets, the Canadian dollar down, trading for 70 cents U.S. Oil lost 94 cents, closing the day at $58.06 American a barrel. Gold gained $19.50 on the day. The TSX and Dow Jones both ended the day higher, up 254 points and 493 points. Canada Post is reporting what it's calling an unprecedented loss in its third quarter. The Crown Corporation says it lost $541 million before tax, marking the largest quarterly loss in its history. Canada Post says strike activity and uncertainty sent customers to competitors, and that resulted in a drop in parcels revenue of approximately 40%. Ottawa is reviewing a plan submitted by Canada Post with the goal of scaling back operations and staff to bring costs under control. The Prime Minister touched down in South Africa this afternoon for the G20 summit. The visit comes on the heels of his trip to the United Arab Emirates, where he secured a pledge of $70 billion to be invested in Canadian energy, AI, mining, and other sectors. CTV's Rachel Aiello reports.
Over the next year, we will take significant measures to elevate our relationship.
Speaking to a crowd of Emirati and Canadian business leaders, the Prime Minister said his government is ready to start reaping the benefits of a strengthened economic and diplomatic relationship between the two countries.
On the surface, to the uninitiated, Canada and the UAE can appear as different as snow and sand. Yet we're deeply, deeply aligned. At our core, we're both trading nations.
At the Canada-UAE Business Council Summit, Mark Carney highlighted how both nations are in a position to lead the global clean energy transition and announced the start of a new agreement valued at more than $1 billion to expand critical mineral processing capacity in Canada.
This is a new chapter in our relationship, a new chapter in our partnership.
Delegations of big funders from both nations will also be exchanging visits next year. Trips made easier by Canada and the UAE confirming more direct commercial flights are coming. With the Canada-U.S. trade war waging on, the political stakes are high for Carney to deliver on diversifying Canada's economy quickly.
This is really important to AI infrastructure build out, data centers, mining projects, infrastructure. Everything that Canada wants to build will need a large amount of money, and the UAE is a good starting point for that.
While here on the sidelines of the summit, the Prime Minister will be trying to advance trade talks with other world leaders, including India's Prime Minister. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Johannesburg.
The Edmonton Valley Zoo has released a 15-year plan featuring space for several new species, including polar bears. Other species highlighted in videos shared by the City of Edmonton include badgers, puffins, and Siberian musk deer. The plan also includes new infrastructure, including an aerial trail, education center, and restaurant. It also appears to replace Lucy the elephant's enclosure with a space for a different animal. The zoo says it's been working on the plan for 2 years with a focus on conservation, education, and research. It says while it's not looking for new money in the next budget cycle, it has begun looking for donors and community support. The iconic and wildly popular Banff sign now has a new home in the mountain town. The sign's new location was unveiled near the Banff train station. Town Council made the decision to relocate the sign from the former site along the busy Norquay Road due to safety concerns for pedestrians. Norquay Resort paid for the costs to move the sign and create a new parkette as part of their plans to revitalize the train station and its surrounding land. Still ahead, getting into the holiday spirit.
We've got lots of excitement brewing already for this year's Pet Picks.
Festivals happening this weekend, from pet photos with Santa to sleigh rides downtown. Stay with us.
We've got another great night of entertainment coming up right here on CTV, starting at 7 with E-Talk.
Coming up Monday on
CTV Your Morning.
All right. We keep those weekend vibes going and get you set for a chillier few days ahead. We'll see you at 6.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Help us build a mountain of toys. Donate today at ctvedmonton.ca.
Winterval is about to kick off downtown. The Edmonton Downtown Business Association is celebrating the start of the holiday season Saturday on 104th Street between 102nd Ave and Jasper. This year, activities for visitors include a pickup street hockey game, crafts, and street performers. There will be free maple taffy and a free hot chocolate while supplies last.
We shut down 104th Street and we bring, we light up the street. We bring Santa in for photos with Santa. And we just really try to bring the holiday spirit to downtown Edmonton with this festival.
Winterval is on tomorrow from 3 until 8 p.m. Also happening this weekend, the Humane Society's Pet Picks with Santa. The fundraiser is marking its 40th year. To celebrate, there are several nights of 80s-themed photo sessions, plus classic Santa photos. They cost a minimum $25 donation.
Everyone looks forward to this time of year when they can come with their pets and have a wonderful souvenir of a beautiful photo taken. So appointments tend to book up quickly. We've got lots of excitement brewing already for this year's Pet Picks.
Appointments start Sunday and run until December the 7th. And that is our show for this evening. Thank you very much for sharing your time with us. For news anytime, visit our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca. Have a great weekend.